Hello everyone and welcome back. Such a pleasure as always to be with you today. For those of you who are new to the show, I'm Chris Halstead, Managing Director of Sales for Brown Harris Stevens, Connecticut, and each month I provide a quick snapshot of what's happening in the real estate market across the 12 towns in Lower Fairfield County. On today's show, we'll be discussing what happened in our towns throughout the month of February. But before I get rolling with the data, it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of our new Brown Harris Stevens listings here in New Canaan. Listed by our incredible Dan McCamblau, 105 White Oak Shade Road is a stunning colonial estate located just minutes from downtown. On the market for $2,995,000, this extraordinary home has been thoughtfully transformed by its current owners, careful to blend timeless charm with modern sophistication. At roughly 3,700 square feet and set on a private 1.83 acre lot, every inch of this home has been considered. Comprised of 4+ spacious bedrooms and 3.5 baths, this home's interiors exude warmth and character, creating a welcoming space for both relaxation and entertaining. Now, normally at this point, I'd tell you to get in touch with Dan to schedule a showing because this home won't last. But as you'll soon learn more about in the report to come, in the time it took us to schedule and shoot this update, the home sold. And no surprise here, at well above the asking price with multiple offers on the table. So with that hint at what we're seeing here on the ground, let's dive into the numbers. As you all know by now, lack of inventory across the towns has defined our market for years, with available home counts continually setting new historical lows each month. February was no exception. A brutal month of winter weather coupled with brewing global concerns really put the brakes on an already downward trend. At the end of the month, there were 464 active houses on the market. That's a 16% year-over-year decline and brings us down a startling 85% from where we were in 2019, the year prior to the COVID correction. And actually, some of our towns saw inventory fall off considerably more than the average reported decline, dipping almost more than 30% off last year's figures. With fewer homes for sale, it's easy to assume that there are fewer contracts signed and fewer closings. In Lower Fairfield County, pending house sales dipped at the end of February, reporting 264, down 12% year over year. And we saw just 137 house closings in the month, down from 164 a year ago. Now, to put that in perspective, the 137 house closing marks the lowest February since reported in 2009. The February immediately following the onset of the Great Financial Crisis. The largest decline occurred in sales under the $2 million mark, where there were only 100 recorded, down 19 from the same month last year. But interestingly, and in keeping with the trend we've been seeing develop over the last year, the high end of the market actually is moving in the opposite direction. We saw 9 closings over $5 million in the month and an additional 32 contracts signed above the same threshold, up from 22 the same time last year. So despite overall closing and contract sign averages coming down, luxury sales are accounting for a larger percent of the total. Now, despite tight conditions, buyer competition remains fierce. Across the month, 65% of the closings went over ask, up from 59% last year, and those houses moved quickly, lasting a median 23 days on market. Now, while these two data points are both impressive, I personally think they undersell what's actually happening. What I've seen recently is no short of wild. Assuming a house is reasonably priced, interest is overwhelming. If an agent lists something on, say, a Thursday, I would be shocked to hear they didn't have an accepted offer by Sunday, if not even sooner. Using a recent listing Dan had as an example on a house under $2 million, he had roughly 90 appointments in 3 days, and the reason he had only 90 showings was because he had over 30 offers and had to cap the listing. With so many buyers in market and so few listings to sell, our absorption rate fell to just 1.8 months, meaning at the recent pace of sales and assuming no inventory comes online, the existing available homes would all be consumed in less than 2 months. No surprise here, an absorption rate of 1.8 months is a strong indication you're in a seller's market. In an attempt to avoid beating on my same old drum, I will avoid the temptation to wax on along about how incredible this market is for would-be sellers. You know it, and I know it. Instead of my normal call to action, I'm going to use the time to address those of you who have already made the decision to sell your homes. There's a lot of chatter out there by companies and some agents pushing the advantages of selling your home off market. I'm going to take a strong stance here. I cannot in any way see how that benefits you or aligns with your best interests. An agent's fiduciary obligation is to you, and they are in breach of that obligation when they convince you to limit your market exposure. I'm sure they'll tell you they have the perfect buyer and can make a quick and simple deal. Newsflash, everybody has buyers. Like we remind you, we had 90 of them through a listing, ended up having to cap showings, and still pulled in 35 offers. We were able to do this because we put the home on the market where it was made available to everyone, and we sought the cooperation of fellow agents. There are about 3,000 of them who cover this market. Sure, we had buyers of our own we could have sold the home to, but could we honestly have told our seller that our buyer would outperform everyone else who could have bid on the property if we had shared the listing? Absolutely not. The only one who benefits in that scenario is the agent looking to keep both sides of the commission. It's bad for the industry, it's bad for the hard-earned reputation of honest agents, and most importantly, it is a major disservice to you. Please don't get fooled by an agent pushing their own agenda. This is one of the most important financial decisions of your life, making sure you're getting the most for it. The only way to know is for you to put the home publicly up for sale and let the free market bring you the best. Okay, I know I'm running long here, so I'll wrap it up quickly. Touching on mortgages, the 30-year fixed mortgage averaged 6.05% through the course of the month, in keeping with January's average and down from 6.84% a year ago. It's something we'll need to keep a watch on though, as global uncertainties may have an impact on inflation. Alright, that's it for February. As always, thanks for joining me today. If this was your first time watching, it's great to have you and I hope you'll be back. For those of you who watch regularly, thank you for your continued support. I'll be back next month to take a look at how the Fairfield County market fared through the month of March and take a look at some of the larger trends we noticed across Q1. As always, reach out to me or one of our Brown Harris Stevens agents with any questions. And for more in-depth market statistics, please visit our Mastery of Connecticut webpage, where you'll find all of Brian Cleary's town-by-town reports. So long, everybody, and I'll see you soon.